number of people who might be using Amazon is very less, right? So this is clearly a performance bottleneck because the number of users are increasing and that page or that whatever the functionality I'm trying to access, it could be an API, it could be a page, it could be whatever, right? So that is not that I am not able to access, or that is not working properly due to that load, right? That user load. And this is clearly a performance bottleneck or a performance issue, we call. And such issues where we try to identify using some tools, which we call performance testing tools, this whole practice of identifying such issues, which is basically affecting the load and stability of the system, we put it into the performance testing domain. Okay, and obviously it falls under NFT, non-functional testing. Non-functional testing, there are various types, like security testing is there, accessibility testing is there, performance testing is there, right? So all this will come under the NFT domain, right? So out of this, performance is very widely uh, applicable because even some organizations who might not have security testing or who might not have accessibility testing, they will surely have performance testing. Okay, so it's very widely used non-functional testing requirement, or and I will say non-functional requirement, which every client or customer comes with. Okay, if you are developing an application, if functional testing is happening, 70% plus or 80% plus applications will surely have performance testing also, especially if it is a user intensive application, if it is not an admin application. Now, can someone say, if an application has only 10 users, okay, only 10 users are using it, like more sort of like an administrator application, okay, will there be a need for performance testing there?
No.
Not
Exactly,
required.
right? There won't be any need because first of all, you know that users are not going to increase drastically. It will be like at somewhere around 10 to 15, let's say. You know that number already. And also, you also know that that count is not too much. So, like, if it is working properly, the things will remain the same. There's nothing to be tested on. But let's say there's an application like Amazon, okay? Sometimes suddenly the users are 1,000. Sometimes suddenly the user count might become 1 million. Let's say there's a flash sale or there is some offer day, right? So in that case, do we need to do performance testing or not?
We have
Yes.
to.
Yes, it's really important, right? Because I know in the past 1 year itself, there are Fortune 5 companies who have lost 10 to 15 or even $20 million due to the performance issues that or the performance bottlenecks that they couldn't identify when the in the initial stages, but due to that they lost this much amount of money. Now that is a very big loss, right? Like especially when it can be avoided simply by running a basic performance load test, right? There are various types of tests like load test, stress test, and all. We'll see, we'll understand all this. Now today's anyways an overview, so don't need to get overwhelmed with so many things. Okay, it will be because all these things we will go in very detail in a very minute way, and things will be more clear. But just I want to set the ground, okay, like for those who are here, so that they understand what really a performance testing is, right? Or what we really do in performance testing, right? And we will see in deep also
Excuse me.
later.
Excuse me. I wanted to add something.
Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, please go ahead.
So, from my experience, when you have 1 to 10 users, even with 10 users,
Mm-hmm.
yes, you still need to do performance testing because it's possible that the transactions that 1 or 10 users are doing, it's a very heavy load
Very true. Mm-hmm.
because we cannot
Yeah,
generalize that. And
correct.
it
Mm-hmm.
may be also that there could be an application bottleneck with just like with one user performing the transaction. So
Exactly.
for
Yeah,
me, from my
yeah.
experience, yes, you need to still ramp up with generally with 1 to 10 users just to see if there's some basic issues with just the application itself, with just handling a few number of users. And that way you can actually differentiate between just like application issues in a very basic way. And then there might be also, if there's big transactions being performed by one or two users, that might be hardware issues that can be issue.
Very
So
true.
I would say that I have
Yeah.
found a lot of performance issues with just running a few users.
True, true. Yes, that is where we have nowadays early performance testing also, right? We do performance testing in the dev environments nowadays, and that environment we run at a load. Let's say the real load is 100 users, we run at a 5 user load to identify that small issues or the minute code level issues in the initial stages itself. So it's not about the user count exactly as Kokla said, but it's all about the application that you're testing, right? So ultimately, if your application requires testing, even with 5 users, you will have to do it, right? It's all based on the user load, not the user count. Exactly, right? All agreed. Yeah. Right. So, thank you, Gugla, for that, sharing it with us. And let's proceed further. Now, to understand what all we will learn in this course, okay, let me just quickly open my whiteboard. So this is a very extensive course, okay? It's not just focusing on JMeter, but to make you an end-to-end performance tester, I will say, okay? So, and also based on the new generation applications like the distributed systems and all, what level of understanding you need, because we have long lost connection with the mainframe systems and the old generation systems. Now most of the systems are cloud, Kubernetes based. So there are various things that you need to know and you should be equipped with before you enter into the market saying you are a performance system. Okay. So this course is modeled in such a way that you have all those skills that is required for, I will say, like, for example, let's say you are doing, and you would have heard this search engine optimization, right? Where your browser pushes your web page to the top, right? Same thing happens when if your resume needs to come to the top, there are some keywords or skills that is very very important, okay, in the market in this domain. So those things we are like as an essence covering, okay, almost like an end-to-end performance testing life cycle, starting from the planning stage to script generation, execution, implementation, and result analysis, right? All, and in this way, in this path we are learning various tools. Okay, so let me just quickly give you an overview of that. So how many of you have used cloud before? Raise your hand. Just raise your
Sorry,
hands.
cloud what?
Any
Cloud
cloud
what?
like Azure or Google Cloud. You know you have, I mean, like at least used some cloud. I will not say very in-depth knowledge, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what is cloud. That's enough.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, I can see two, three.
We save the files instead on the cloud.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a good number. Okay, really, really, it's appreciated because cloud is a very important concept that has to be there in your resume. Though I will not say you should know to deploy something or you should know what it is, but you should know in a very basic sense what is a cloud, okay, and what happens in cloud, and why do we use cloud? What is the advantages of using cloud, right? So those things, and really good. Okay, like most of you know that, and surely we will be also seeing in this course, and we will be doing a hands-on with AWS. Okay, so there's you can easily create a free trial account in AWS, and a small session we will keep on understanding how the AWS works, like what is required for a performance tester or a quality engineer, right? That much amount of cloud knowledge we will surely try to gain. Okay, it is very very important. So let me come to the course overall. Okay, so how we will proceed? Okay, so the performance testing life cycle, I can just divide into planning and let's say scripting, let's say execution. My screen is visible to all, right?
Yes.
Analysis, and let's say I will add, this is very very important nowadays, automation. Okay, So let's try to understand. And don't confuse this automation with automation testing, okay? It's totally different thing. Here we are trying to automate our performance tests, okay? Not we are not doing any automation testing or functional testing, okay? It's a different story. More about CI/CD pipelines and all. Anyways, we'll discuss that. Now in planning, we will clearly understand how to create a plan, how to read an NFR, what is an SLA, all those things. Okay. And in this like period only, we will learn different types of performance testing, like stress testing, spike testing, endurance testing. What are the objectives of each types of testing? Like, it's not about just the name, right? Everywhere, every test that you run has a different objective or a different purpose, right? So that we will try to understand, and what they are and how to choose, right? It is very, very important. Like, let's say I get an application, what types of tests? It's not that all these types of tests I need to do for all the application. I have to choose based on the application, because every test extra I add to my test plan or to my work, it's an extra overall, it's an extra expense in my proposal, right? So I have to be very careful in what I am proposing, because even maybe by adding few extra hours, my organization might lose a proposal, okay, which will be a direct dollar loss to your organization. So test planning is very, very important, right? So how we do that? And it is very easy. Okay, it's not a very big rocket science. Okay, there are some tips and techniques or some templates that you need to use, and easily you can create one. Okay, that we will learn. Okay, and how to read an NFR, SLAs, and all those things we will learn. Okay, now coming to scripting. Scripting is actually a very important activity in performance testing. For example, let's say your performance testing activity, now this I'm not generalizing, but a more sort of a general way. So like generally this is what we observe. Okay, let's say my whole performance testing activity takes 10 days. Like, can anyone say how much time out of this 10 days will go in scripting? Any guess? Numbers?
Hardly we can go with 5 days. It's depend
Exactly,
upon
right? So
scenario.
it's not
Scenario.
hardly, actually, it is almost 50% of your time, right? So
Sometimes
50%
it
of your
depends on
time,
application.
correct. So even if it's application, see how it happens, right? More complex your application, more time it will take for analysis, right? And more time it will take for scripting. So generally both are, I mean, like, there's a proportionality between each. Okay. Ultimately, 50% of your time will go in scripting. So you have to be really good at scripting, right? In performance testing, scripting is the most important, I will say, skill, right? Which everyone has to start off with. Though, as you progress in your years of experience, like let's say after 8 years or 7 years or 6 years, you might be moving on from scripting to more analysis, because your junior teams or people who are in your team might be scripting for you more. But surely you should also be really good at scripting, because it's not about only scripting. You might have to even solve the problems that they might face, right? Who are juniors for you, or who are just entering into scripting, or who are into that intermediate level of scripting, right? So scripting becomes very, very important, because without this, you cannot proceed further. And proper scripting, right? Not just scripting. Because if you create a script, a JMeter script, in whatever way you are creating, if it is not the correct one, now what is the correct one? That correct definition, right, is very, very important. Sorry, yeah, someone was asking something. Was there anyone saying something? Okay, right. Now coming back. So JMeter scripting, right? Now in our case, it's JMeter. There are various tools. LoadRunner is there, JMeter is there, NeoLoad is there. There are various tools in the market. And there are cloud-related performance testing tools also, like StormRunner and all. But the beauty of using JMeter is it's very easy plug and play tool. Okay, that is one thing. Second is it is an open source tool, so there is no heavy cost behind it. So that is why JMeter has almost 60% of market share. So overall performance testing, if you see, more than 60% is by JMeter. and LoadRunner comes somewhere around 10 to 15%. But yes, LoadRunner has its own pros and cons, right? The test management becomes easy with LoadRunner, but test creation, running, and other things becomes easy with JMeter. So there are various things. Okay. But if you see the overall market share, 60% of the market share plus, I will say, is by JMeter, because JMeter is not used only by performance testers but also developers. Now, what is the reason behind it? Because see, developers also have this concept called unit testing. Okay, so when they create something, they do a basic test. Okay, and some developers, they are little proactive, I will say. So they will run some JMeter tests also, sometimes with less users, 2 users, 3 users. So even they use it because it's very easy to use. Okay, though they will not make an end-to-end script and all, because they are not scripters or performance testers, but they will just hit one API with 2 users or 3 users and try to find out if there is any performance bottleneck, right? So those things they also do. So JMeter is widely used. And the other good thing about JMeter is its compatibility to deploy, or compatibility to easily deploy into the CI/CD pipeline using Jenkins. That is where this automation comes into picture, right? Now, what happens is, using JMeter, you can easily run your performance test in Jenkins pipeline. That we will see in this course. Okay, we will use Jenkins to automate a performance test in using JMeter in our pipeline, and that too, all these things we will do with no code knowledge. Now, before AI was there, okay, I will say somewhere around 5% coding was required in this overall course. Okay, now that 5% has also become 0% with the AI and all, which I will show you. Okay, how we can leverage AI to even generate very good scripts, not the JMeter scripts, but some bean shell codes and all. Okay, and there's some techniques which you need to follow, proper prompts you can use to generate that bean shell scripts and all. And yeah, anyways, that we will discuss, okay, when we go to those sections. Now, coming to execution. Execution is where you will try to understand and learn. Before we execute, we will try to learn Kubernetes, Docker, containers, because our application that we are going to use, it's a microservice based application, which we are going to use as a demo application. And that application is deployed on Kubernetes cluster. Now, this Kubernetes cluster will be running on your local machine only. So you don't need to worry about the setup and all. Okay. So this is one basic, not basic. This is the cluster that is running in my local machine now. Same thing will be running in your machine also when we progress. Okay, I'll be showing you step by step how you need to deploy this and how you need to deploy the application. Okay, so if you see here, now this is a Kubernetes cluster I have. There are various concepts here like Docker, container, pods, and all those things we will see, okay, when we come to this stage. And also we will try to see how to identify the performance bottlenecks that we come across in microservice based applications, Kubernetes based applications, cloud based applications, right? That we will discuss with the real hands on example. Okay, this application. Now let me show you this application also, which is running. If you see, this is running in my own Minikube cluster VC, okay, or a Kubernetes cluster, and it's a very basic sock shop application, but it is microservice based application. It has various microservices. Like I will explain what is microservices. It's very easy to understand. Okay, now this might feel a lot of different jargons for you, but within, like, let's say 10-20 sessions itself, this will become like a piece of cake for you. What are Kubernetes, pods, Dockers, containers? You will feel, oh, this was so easy, nothing great about it, right? So that so yeah, that's it. Okay, so it's not a very big deal to learn these things, and we will learn all these things. Okay, and now here, if you see, this is our application which has various microservices like cards, catalog, front end, back end, user, order, DB, and all those. Okay, so we will be deploying this, and everything what I do, you will be doing. Okay, it's not that it's just theoretical. So whatever I do, you will do the hands-on. Okay, it will be there with you after the classes also. It will be there with you for the practice and all later on also. It's not that things will get over after the course is done. Okay. Only, yeah, I will come to that. Okay, now execution, right? So in execution, you will learn Kubernetes, Docker, containers, pods, what are microservices, what are distributed systems, how you run the performance test, what all bottlenecks you will come across, what are basic kubectl commands that you need to do, and all those stuff. Okay. Then in the analysis, you will mainly see Prometheus Grafana combination and AppDynamics. Okay. So AppDynamics is a profiling tool. Prometheus Grafana is a monitoring tool. Now both are very different. Okay, monitoring tool and profiling tools both are very different, and we will be seeing now out of this again. Prometheus Grafana is open source; it's totally free. You don't need to worry about the cost. AppDynamics only limitation is it has a 15-day free trial. Okay, so but still very much enough for you to learn AppDynamics. Okay, 15 days you will get the free trial with your work email ID, and easily you can create the account and play around with what I am trying to show you here, or what we are going to do. Okay, everything we can do the hands-on in AppDynamics. Okay, only thing is you have to finish it in 15 days. And anyways, after this AppDynamics will be coming in the last sessions of our course, so you will have ample time after the course also to just play around. Okay. So that's the only thing. Okay. Otherwise, if you see overall everything here, except AWS and AppDynamics, everything is open source. It will be there with you always. Okay. You can just play around, do POCs, whatever you want. Okay. Later on also, nothing will be like, like everything will be reused. Okay. Then comes the Jenkins. Obviously, we'll be seeing Jenkins, how to automate a pipeline, how to automate a performance test in a CI/CD pipeline. And when you learn all these things, one important thing that will happen, the outcome will be, now when I said Kubernetes, when I said Jenkins, when I said all these things, you felt, maybe someone would have felt, oh, will I be able to learn these things? But I will say it is just a piece of cake. You will get to know that, or you will start feeling that from the 7th or 8th session itself of this course. Okay. So you will feel, oh, till now I was so much worried about Kubernetes, but Kubernetes is such a simple piece of cake. Okay. Nothing great about it. Or I was worried about cloud. Oh, cloud is so simple. There's nothing. So because that sort of understanding, right? Like, or that sort of explanation you can have, that you will feel that it is so. Sometimes it will even feel that there is nothing. Like I was unnecessarily worried for these many years to learn these things. Okay, so it's so easy. So no need to worry thinking, okay, oh, so many things. How will I learn? It's very straightforward. You can easily learn these things. Okay. So this is how our overall, I will say the tools and all will go. And AWS account, I will be showing you how to create the free trial. Everything I'll be hand holding. So in the session itself, I don't like to just give you some homeworks and all. So everything what we will be covering will be in the session. You just need to do things. Maybe if you are able to do with me, you can do it. If you are not able to catch up with the pace, you can do it after the sessions, and obviously come back with questions in the next session. Or if you get stuck, right, every time what I do is the starting session 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I will allow everyone to share the screen and fix the issues myself. Okay, so whatever you will feel in the setup and all, but otherwise things will be very smooth. I don't think so you will face any problem anywhere. All these things you will be able to do the hands-on, and I will suggest that you should do the hands-on, because hands-on is the only way you can remember these things very easily, even in an interview, or when you are scaling in your organization, or when you're doing something, right? So do the hands-on, and when you do the hands-on, you don't need to even revise later. Okay, you do the hands-on with whatever I am showing on a daily basis or a weekly basis. You even might not have to revise anything. After the course is done, you will be really a good expert in all these things. Okay, as per a performance tester is concerned. Now, before I move on to the next topics, I will take some questions. You can raise your hands. I will come one by one. And feel free to ask any questions, okay? Let it be dumb question, good question, stupid question. Every question is a question, okay? And something new I will learn from you all. But please ask the question, okay? Yeah, Raghu, Please go ahead.
Hi, Vishnu. Just wanted to know what is the main difference between profiling and monitoring tool?
Yeah, so that's a very big question, not a small question. Okay, but yeah, to give you a simple answer, okay, in profiling, basically you go deeper. You understand the code level issues, okay, not only the infrastructure level issues. But monitoring is all about infrastructure, your CPU, your RAM, your network usage, and all those. Okay, so profiling is all about you go in depth, you drill down, you find out, okay, there are some transactions that are creating the problem, or some connections, or all those things, right? You go in depth, which your monitoring tool cannot give you. Okay, monitoring tool mainly focuses on your utilizations, various heap utilization, RAM, and all those. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
It might be, I mean, like those who are totally new to performance and all, it might be, these terminologies might be very new, like what I say, drill down, transaction, and all. But surely when we go to that stage, it will be very clear to all of you. Okay, you don't need to worry about the jargons that I'm using. We will go step by step. Yeah, Ashwini, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi there. Actually, recently my company is migrating to near load to JMeter actually.
Okay.
So yeah, we are converting my all my application scripts to JMeter. But
Okay.
mostly what we are facing exactly in the JMeter means is JMeter is getting hanged actually. If something has
Mhm.
huge payload, huge
Yeah.
request means it's getting hanged
Mhm.
and we're not able to proceed actually. So
Okay.
in that situation, how we need to proceed?
Yeah, so first of all, you need to see your system utilization due to JMeter. Okay, like if the system utilization is shooting, and how much heap size you have given to JMeter, there are various properties you need to check of the JMeter, and you can optimize it so that it doesn't use much resources. And also the way you are hitting your request also will matter. The think time, pacing, and all those stuff. Okay, which we will see. But yeah, so a small analysis is required, okay, to find out why that JMeter is crashing. But it's easy. You will learn. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
we possible ways we tried actually. We increased the
Mhm.
heap size and we closed
Yeah.
every, I mean, whatever the open the resources
Mhm.
and all we closed.
Correct. Mhm.
Everything we done, but
Yeah.
still the payload is high, so we're not able to proceed. And my
Got it. Yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. So payload matters a lot, right? So, but still
yes,
you
yes.
can tweak it, and you can come across some workaround. Okay. Yeah.
And my second question is like as you said that monitoring tool we are using like Prometheus and Grafana and all.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
what we observe exactly like in the near load we observe right which request is getting failed and we are getting response and
Correct. Mhm.
everything, right?
Yeah.
But in the JMeter we are not observing like that which request is getting failed, why it's getting high response, is there any we
Mhm.
able to find like that in Grafana as
Yeah,
well in
yeah.
the
So it's not Grafana. Basically, we will be understanding the transaction level issues in AppDynamics. But in JMeter, like same you said, like Neoload, right? In JMeter also
yeah,
there are various ways to track the request, to understand which is failing and all, logging it. With Bean Shell, you can do a lot of things. Okay, you will learn these things.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
See,
thank you, that
JMeter is like I can say it will be on boosters if you learn Bean Shell, okay? Because with Bean Shell, it's like a vast ocean in front of you. You can do a lot of things with Bean Shell, okay? And it's easy nowadays because you don't need to script Bean Shell also, because AIs are so good nowadays. If you just if you know how to give that proper prompt, or what you need, it can generate Bean Shell scripts for you, okay, very easily. And yeah, there are some tweaks and some things which you obviously you cannot use it directly, because you need to have some JMeter knowledge and all to use that. But there are some tricks and techniques. Okay, we will learn that.
okay,
Yeah.
thank
Gokul,
you.
yeah, Gokula, sorry. Please go ahead. Gokula.
Yes, sorry. Um, I am also needing, in addition to all the things that you have laid out, I am also really needing to really learn um, uh, architecture based topics in performance testing,
Yeah.
because I've had a lot of experience in performance testing. However, it looks like, there is a separate, I guess, a separate area for specializations for performance architects. And it's really something that I want to learn. And I'm wondering if are you providing extra classes on that in addition to this class? Or do you know any resources I can go to, really learn about that? Because it's becoming really important in job interviews and so forth.
Got it. Yeah. Surely, I will guide you on your next career path. Okay. If you are progressing towards performance architect, surely I'm not taking any other sessions after this. This is the whole course which I take. But surely I can suggest you some performance engineering courses, and also the architecture related, the SRE course will be really good for you. Right. So I surely I'll help you out to chart out the path for you. And those courses are available. Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that it's a career path that I'm progressing towards. It's just that it looks like in the industry, in the past few years, the industry, they're also expecting performance testers to be experts with the performance architect and everything. And it's a skill that I really don't have, and I'm looking for resources. Where can I study about this?
Yeah, and you will get a lot of architecture related knowledge, especially like Kubernetes cloud and all from this course itself, and also on various architecture, right? Like what is 3-tier, 2-tier, and all those. Anyways, those basics and all. Surely you will get those details. But further progression also, I will guide you. You can always be in touch with me. I can help you out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, anything else? I can see Alok. Yeah, Alok, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Vishnu. Hi Vishnu. Thank you
Hi.
so much for taking this session for us. Where sometime I face a problem in terms of modularity, right? When we are working like together, couple of testers, right? And we have to
Yeah.
create many scenarios where we have to use the test fragment and all those stuff. So, are you going to cover all those area, like how we are
Everything,
going to?
everything. Yeah, everything. Because elements, anyways, we will be covering most of the elements, almost if 70 to 80% of the elements. Test fragment is anyways one out of that, right? So surely we'll be covering all those. Okay, so no
Well,
need to worry about that. Yeah.
okay. And apart from that, you are going to cover as a part of the Docker or pod that how we are going to configure this master slave configuration
Correct.
and how we are
Yes,
going to
exactly.
configure the data set
Yeah,
and all.
right.
Okay,
Yes,
brilliant.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vishnu.
So in the distributed testing, we will also see how to connect the LGs, water load generators, and all, right? So those things all because see ultimately when you run a JMeter test, so just to give you an overview, those who are new, what's a distributed testing? See, when you run a JMeter test, you simulate 100 users or
Yeah.
200 users. So JMeter will be using your system resource to simulate that users. So when beyond some X number of users, see 300 or 400 or 500, whatever, 1000, right? Uh, JMeter will require more resource. So you have to connect more CPUs to the JMeter. And that is very easy. We will see that. And this whole concept is called how you do a distributed testing. Okay. And we will see that, how we do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Ashwani, you still have any doubts?
No, Vishnu. Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
okay. Yeah, sure. Then,
Yeah, hi
Alok,
Vishnu.
I can, your doubt is done, right?
Yeah, my doubt is done.
Yeah,
Thank you so
sure.
much.
Yeah. Charan, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Vishnu. I can see in your contest almost a JMeter Kubernetes Docker. Could you please specify how many hours is going to cover each distribution? It's better.
Yeah. See, ultimately, our course is on JMeter, right? So majorly we will be covering JMeter. So you can just consider more than 50% will be JMeter. The rest of the things, what we'll be covering, For example, monitoring and analysis is very important. Then all this, so you can say pretty much a good amount of time you'll be covering on JMeter, Bean Shell, then Grafana, Prometheus, AppDynamics, understanding. So it's see now this Kubernetes and these concepts, we will be doing it with JMeter itself, right? Like when you're running, when you're executing, right? So we cannot say that this much number, but surely we'll be taking around 4 to 5 hours on three, or I will say, yeah, 5 hours for this Kubernetes, Docker, containers, understanding the architecture and all. JMeter surely about around 20 hours, right? 20 to 25 hours. Then other like Grafana, Prometheus around again some 3 to 5 hours, or that way we will be progressing. So total, it will come around 40 plus hours. Okay.
Yeah, because why I question now,
Yeah.
Kubernetes Docker is a very vast and in-depth, so
Correct.
the reasons.
Yeah. See, now the thing is, Kubernetes and Docker is vast for a developer, not for a tester. Both are different, right? Let's say you are a nurse, you are a doctor. Do both of them learn the same thing? Obviously not, right? So as a performance tester, what you need for cloud, for Kubernetes, for Docker or containers, what you need to know, that we are going to cover. And this you will not get when you search online and all, because these courses will be, this Kubernetes and all, it will be created for the DevOps people or the development guys. And it will be very detailed. And that much as a performance tester, you don't need. But what is required for a performance tester, you can easily learn. Okay, just in 3 to 5 hours.
So just one thing, actually, you are absolutely right. From testing point of view, many things now need to be covered as per developer point of view. But the thing is, in interview, it comes, right? You understand it?
That is where, right? So that is where the experience of interview is very important, right? So now, when I'm a person who is taking the interview, right?
I want
Generally
to
in a
learn
week.
JMeter just because I want to crack every single of thing if
Correct.
anybody asks. Whether it
Yeah,
is the organization or you or anybody normally on the street.
Correct. So generally, see, you see around, I don't take L1s nowadays. I take only L2s. So I just take around 4 to 5 interviews on a daily basis, not daily, sorry, a weekly basis. And surely one thing is there. So I know what all questions we ask. Okay, and that is very critical, right? Because you don't need to know 100 things. You need to know only those 10 things. Okay, so that we will try to learn in this course. Right. So, yeah, coming to its DG.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that the zero code, like, so the
Yeah,
scripting is again the part of this course, right? So how the scripting will be happen if the zero code
right.
is there?
So let me show you JMeter once, okay, quickly. Again, I will show you how to install JMeter and all, okay. But before that, just I will show you quickly a glimpse of JMeter before we progress further. So since this JMeter is a tool where you don't need scripting at all. The coding is not at all there. It's a drag and drop sort of tool, okay? And you just need to know the elements, what the attributes are, parameters are. Then you can easily create a script. So here the script is not a coding language. A scripting, when I say, is JMeter scripting, okay? So to show you, for example, now this is a basic JMeter script, okay, with launch, sign in, and all those. Okay. Now, if you see, there's no code here, right? For example, if I go to login, or if I go to some select a product or something, right? You can clearly see there is no coding here, right? There is zero code. Only coding will come in the bean shell. Okay, and this is also a very small amount of coding which you need to know, the JavaScript, and that also you can now easily generate using AI. You don't need to write. Okay, because yeah, there are ways to generate it. I will show you, okay, where you can easily generate these scripts for whatever purpose we need. And I will also be providing around 10 to 20 scripts that you generally use across, okay, and you can directly use it in your project. So that's why it's a no code, because you don't need to know coding. And also at the same time, if you see Kubernetes is also no code only, because only the commands and all you will learn. How to get the pods, how to get, what are deployments, what are services. You don't write a code here, right? So coding is almost zero, negligible. Okay. So no need to worry about coding. There's nothing coding here. And prerequisite wise also, I will say there is no much prerequisite required. Only thing that what I feel is will be required could be a little bit of understanding of what a software is, right? Or if you are in that domain already. If you're from a manufacturing domain and all, maybe yeah, it will be totally maybe hard for you to grasp things. But even if you're from that domain, you're switching to like performance or to the software industry, still you can grasp things. Okay, so maybe little difficult might be there, but you can. Okay. So yeah, Digi,
Yep. Vishnu, I have a question. Vishnu, hello.
is it Arjun?
Yes, yes, Vishnu. Hi,
Yeah, yeah.
hi, Vishnu.
Hi, Arjun. Right.
Just I want to know that it's good. Just I want to know that while running this JMeter script, is it will front end application will be visible?
Yes,
So
yeah.
that kind.
Why not? Yeah, we can. Front end application will be visible. Even back end you can monitor. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, just I want to know that and on the front end when we run the script.
Yeah.
Are we covering this in this session? The front end application should like take an example of Gmail login, the user ID, and password kind of front end application.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
That,
yes. Yeah.
That kind of scripting we can learn this session,
So
right?
we will be covering, if I can say broadly, three types of scripting. One is obviously through the front end web services. Second is mobile application, right? How you test, how you test using JMeter. And third, I will say API testing. So there we will learn one tool called Postman also, okay? And Fiddler. There are two tools. Again, sorry, I left to mention. Postman and Fiddler also we will learn, okay? Because these are two important tools you come across when you are doing performance testing.
Yeah, it's well first one it's okay, but as for my current so we are
there is
going
something
to
called UI testing also. We will see how to do a UI testing using basically UI testing and performance testing. There's a slight difference, okay? We will see that, not slight, there's a major difference, but UI testing also generally performance testing sometimes we do, okay? So it's better to know how we do the UI testing.
Okay, just I saw that editor where we are writing the script. In that script, are we going to use XPath kind of a script we are going to write, or how it will be the script?
So script will be, as I said, see, in JMeter, you don't write a script, okay? So let me...
because if we are not writing any XPath,
these are elements where it automatically gets recorded. We will see how you record a JMeter and how you enhance a script. Little early now to show you, but what I say is you don't do these things manually. JMeter will do automatically for you.
Okay.
Okay. Only thing is what you do is you make it realistic by making the changes. Okay. So that we will learn.
After doing the record and playback, we need to modify the script event to say.
Exactly. Yes.
So are we doing the parameterization for that, or how it will be?
Yeah. See why I'm not calling out this parameterization, correlation, think time, pacing, little slow, because these are all by default we have to learn. Okay. Because and dynamic variables. Maybe if you want, I can call out all those. Okay. But yeah. So surely this we will be seeing. Okay. Without that, anyways, JMeter scripting we cannot.
Yeah, scripting is very important for us. That's why I'm asking.
Exactly, correct. Scripting is very important. Okay, and we will be covering a lot of time in scripting. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Great, thank you.
Venu, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Vishnu. Thanks for the session. And just I want to know, like that you are telling that you will be covering the AI part also, right? At the time of scripting and all, like so you will be having different separate session for that AI, or you will be covering parallelly at the time of scripting itself. Like if you want to know,
at the time when we are seeing Bean Shell, we will be covering with that itself. Okay, but there are some things like people are interested. Maybe but that is purely if time constraints are not there, because already we are covering a lot of things, right? If time constraints are not there, I will show you how to generate a JMeter script using a HAR file and AI. Okay, So that is one
Okay.
exercise which nowadays it's like slowly it's budding up. Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah, that's what like
yeah,
nowadays, like this AI is becoming a vital role, right? Like in every area. So that's what my concern is. Like you'll be having a separate session for
sure, yes.
this AI.
See, again, no
Yeah.
need. It's for everyone. No need to worry about AI. AI is just to improve your productivity. So, for example, let's say
Okay.
Venu is there and Arjun is there. Okay. Now, Arjun, he uses AI. Let's say Venu is not using AI. Okay. Now, for Arjun, it will be like he will be 2 times or 3 times faster than Venu. So, his organization will see Arjun as a asset, and Venu might become a liability, right? So, AI will not replace you. It will improve your speed. So, you have to focus on that. How you improve your speed, how you improve your productivity. Obviously, no jobs are going to go. Only the amount of work which you can do in a stipulated amount of time will increase. Okay, so focus on that. So no need to worry about AI. No, nothing will happen with AI. And only thing is you need to be really smart in how you use AI. Okay, and you increase
Okay.
your productivity. Yeah,
Sure. Thanks, Vishnu.
sure. Yeah. It's Ashwani again. Ashwani. Or Gokula.
Yeah, you said right, you're going to cover like Grafana and promoters. Like what
Correct.
and all the topics is going to cover like from scratch how to we install Grafana and all it's going to cover like how monitoring part alone we are covering here.
Correct. So Grafana, we will be seeing how to create the dashboards, how you not even creating dashboard. We will start from deploying Grafana, connecting the Prometheus to Grafana, and monitoring Grafana using Grafana dashboards. Okay, so we'll be seeing everything. How you create a dashboard, how you create like various graphs in JMeter, right? Grafana, right? All these things we'll be seeing, and various performance
What is
bottlenecks.
exactly difference of both like Grafana and promoters? Like both are monitoring tool
Both
only,
the
right?
same. I mean, like both the same
Yeah.
means both we need. Okay. Prometheus is a time series DB. It's not a monitoring tool. Okay. Prometheus is a DB that will store the data. Grafana is a tool that will show that data to you.
Okay,
Ashwini?
instead of
Yeah.
Prometheus, like we can use like
Yes, yes.
infra
We
defect
have we have
also,
Influx
right?
DB. Yeah, we have
Okay,
Influx
got it.
DB. We have Graphite. There are various other tools, but Prometheus is very widely used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. DG. So what should I call you, DG or? I suddenly remember DGP.
And Vishnu, you are sharing the videos on daily basis, right?
Yes. So the recorded videos you will get on a daily basis, and demo sessions everyone will have access in YouTube. Once the demo sessions end, things will become private. So it will be accessible only with the like people who have access. Okay. But yeah, it will be there lifetime with you because it will be in YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, lifetime it's okay. And whatever the lectures is going on the same day you are sharing, right? That could be the better.
Exactly.
Otherwise,
Yeah. And one more thing, just since we're discussing that, I'll also be sharing these materials with you, which will cover most of whatever we are covering. Okay, here. So it will be very easy for you to do everything, the commands, the various scripts, and all. If anything, in the documents, even notes, PPTs, and softwares that we are using, all those things. I will be this drive link I'll be sharing with you all once we get into the private sessions, and which you can use in your project also. All these material test plans are there, NFR documents are there, then various things are there. Even scripts are there, okay, which you can directly use. Even Jenkins pipeline script is there, which is written, which you can easily use to deploy your CI/CD pipeline and those things. Okay. So, anyways, we will see all these things. Yeah, so this also will be shared with you once our private sessions start.
So when will be the private session will start, Vishnu?
Generally, it will start in like maybe one or two demo sessions more will be there. Actually, that is decided by the team. I don't interfere much with that. Based on their decision, we continue because otherwise, yeah, it will end. Because tomorrow onwards, surely it will be the day one, right? Our sessions will start. It's not like only a demo. Our sessions will start from tomorrow, but it will be open to everyone for maybe 1 or 2 days. Then it will become private.
Okay, so actually, I'm not aware about these sessions and all, and just one of my friend forwarded a link to me, and so I have joined here.
Yeah.
So for further details, if I want to know elements like to whom I need to contact here, like.
Sure. There is a person. I mean, like, I will just drop a message in the group, okay, which you can follow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are there in the WhatsApp group, Venu?
I'm not there, Vishnu.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Let me maybe add you now itself to a group.
Sure.
Just a moment. Can you give me a number?
It's 9176.
Just a moment. 9176.
49.
Okay, yeah. Don't call it out here because it's an open video, right? So, yeah, you do one thing. You can. I'm just putting my number here. You can just ping me, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, this is my number. You can just. I have put in the chat, okay? So you can just
sure.
send me your number. I'll add you. Okay?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Any other doubts, anyone? Yeah.
Is it timing is fixed, or is it possible to 1 hour earlier instead of 9 o'clock IST time? It is too late.
Yeah.
Is it possible? Is it possible that it make it at 8?
Yeah, time change will not be possible, frankly, because generally this is the time when I am free. Yeah, so time change is difficult.